Let's add custom villager trades to our Minecraft mod. If you want to go deeper, the 26.x modding courses are linked down below. 30 plus hours covering complex block entities with fluid and energy handling, custom mobs, custom networking, and even custom biomes and dimensions. Everything you need for 26.x all in one place, linked down below in the description. Alright, we found back in channel with more, and in this tutorial we're adding custom villager trades to our Minecraft mod, specifically adding those to vanilla villagers, and you'll find that it's not even that crazy. However, we will, it's okay, but we will be using data gen for it once more. For this, we really only need two different Java classes. Those are going to go into data gen, and I'm going to put this in villager because there's a couple of other classes that we will still need to add over here. So this is going to be, the first one is the mod villager trades class, and the second one is going to be the mod villager trade tags class. There we go. That is exactly right. And we're going to start with the villager trades. Right, the mod villager trades class will have one helper method that is for registering the resource keys. So this is going to be a private static resource key of type villager trade over here. And then this is going to be the create key method with a string name parameter, of course. And then we're going to return resource key.create registries villager trade is exactly right. This is villager trade right here. And then an identifier from namespace and path with our tutorial mod.mod ID and the name. And there we go. Now, for this, it's going to look kind of crazy. I highly recommend, if you're interested in this, I mean, first of all, obviously the code is always linked down below, but also take a look at the villager trades class. So there's the villager trades from vanilla. This has all of the villager trades in here, and you can see this is how they're formed. Basically, it's the villager profession, then the level, and then whatever you give the villager, and then whatever you get out. Indeed, that is how this is set up. Highly recommended to check this out. Very, very good to take a look. We're going to write one out, and then I'm going to duplicate it and do all sorts of stuff. This is going to be a public static final resource key of villager trade right here. And there's going to be the farmer _1 emerald. So we're going to basically look at the farmer level 1. We're going to give that guy an emerald, and we're going to get out a strawberry. Equal to create key method over here. And then you can see it actually suggests this to us. And this is exactly right. It's farmer/1/emerald strawberry. So this is basically the idea of how the naming works, right? So this is going to put it into the farmer folder, into the one folder, into the emerald, and then it's going to call this emerald _strawberry.json. This one is going to be the _seeds over here, as we're going to basically have it so that the we're going to get, I mean, let's do diamond though. Let's do diamond for seeds, just because that's a little bit easier and or more interesting, I guess. Diamond, there we go. And then let's duplicate this once, and then duplicate this 2 additional times for the farmer level 2 right here, where we're going to get some, we're going to put in some emerald, and we're going to get out honey berries. There we go. And then this is of course reflected right here. I think that is going to trip. There we go. Emerald honey berries, absolutely fantastic. And then this is going to be 2 more, one with one of them being the mason. Let's do mason for fluorite for the chisel. How about that? That's going to be an interesting one. This is going to be mason 1 fluorite chisel. And the last one here is going to be the librarian _1 fluorite enchanted book. Let's do. There we go. And then this is also going to be the name right here, which is going to be the librarian 1 fluorite enchanted book. Fantastic. This is going to be our 5 different trades that we're going to add, and this is how they're going to look like. We're going to have a public static void bootstrap method over here with a bootstrap context of type villager trade. This is going to be our context, and this is where we're going to fill all of this up. As you will probably remember, we have done the bootstrap stuff right here, right? So we have the bootstrap stuff that we need to define right here, and then the registry data provider. We of course also need to add this to our dynamic registry provider. We'll do that in a second, but that is always where the bootstrapping comes in. Let's just make one of the different villager trades, and then we're going to copy the rest over, and I'm going to explain obviously all that is to do. Context.register, then passing in a key. So in this case, farmer _1 emerald strawberry, and then a new villager trade. And this villager trade is going to look like this. The first parameter to give it is a trade cost. This is the item and count that you have to pay in order to get something. In this case, 4 emeralds. Then a new item stack template. Very important that is an item stack template over here of the thing that you you get back. For example, mod items.strawberry, and maybe only one of them because, yeah, that's just villager trades for you. Let's say the max users here is 12. The experience that you get is 8. Then you get a reputation discount of 0.05, so that's 5%. And then you can do an optional of empty and a list stud of. There we go. And that is going to conclude the villager trade over here. Highly recommended to go into the villager trade to see it. So the ones is basically what you give it, and then, or what you have to pay, and then the gives is what you get back. You can see there's also another optional over here that is additional ones, and then you can see there are the optional at the end here is the a loot item condition for the predicates. This is for if you want to restrict this particular trade depending on the merchant, so depending on basically, I mean, all sorts of things. For example, you can say, hey, this particular villager has to be in, you know, this type. So for example, only certain things spawn in the jungle village versus like a desert village, for example. And then the list, we're actually, I believe, going to see that because we want to use that for the enchanted book. But I highly recommend you actually check this out. This is going to be under the villager trades. You can see here are all of the trades from vanilla. Once again, highly recommended to check this out over here to understand exactly how this works. This is the best place to take a look. Villager trades class from vanilla. Now, with the rest, we're going to copy it over. One of these things is going to have an error, and I will fix that post haste. Well, not quite. Maybe there's going to be a couple errors, and this is going to be this one because I renamed it. But the error was actually this that I was thinking about, the enchanted book error. The other ones you can see here are just, you know, diamonds to strawberry seeds, and then we have emeralds to honeyberries, and then here we have I actually want to do this in mod items.fluorite, maybe 6 fluorite to a chisel right here, and then here 32 fluorite to an enchanted book. Now, how do we get rid of these two errors? Well, in order to use this enchanted book, we need a holder getter of items as well as a holder set of enchantments. Now, this is going to work like this. We're going to have a var items right here, which is equal to context.lookup registries.item, and then a var enchantments equal to context.lookup registries enchantment. Exactly like this. These are our holder getters, and they allow us to reference over here, in this case, items, and here in this case, enchantments. You can add as many enchantments in the direct method as you want. That is then going to choose one of those. Do note that with the enchanted book method over here, for some reason, it's going to change the cost, right? So you can see include additional cost component. I believe, if I understand it, that is going to change the cost of this. So just be aware that that is a thing that happens right here. Highly recommend, once again, look at the villager trades class from vanilla to actually take a look and how to change all of that. But that is going to be the trades created. Then we want to take this to the data generator class over here and call for the villager trades right here, mod villager trades : bootstrap. Very straightforward. We want to do the same thing in the registry data provider where we want to call the villager trades right here in order for those to properly basically generate over here. That's fine. And then in the mod villager trade tags right here, that is where we're going to add the tags. So this is going to be quite interesting. This is going to extend from the fabric tags provider of type villager trade, and then hover over this to implement the add tags method. Hover over this again, create constructor matching super. We don't need all of this craziness, and we also don't need any of this. Actually, we only need the output, and this is a correct the compilable future. Then we're going to basically do registries dot villager trade because we already know what the key is. It is villager trade. Now, instead of the add tags method, we call get or create raw builder. We are then going to give it the villager trade tags dot, and here we have to first of all determine the profession as well as the level. So in this case, it would be farmer level 1. So farmer level 1 right here, calling the add method with tag entry dot element mod villager trades dot farmer 1 emerald strawberry dot identifier. And then we do the same thing for our other farmer one, which is going to be the diamond strawberry seeds. And there we go. We can duplicate this a couple of times because we're going to need it a couple of times. The next one is the farmer level 2. And then we have the farmer level 2 with the honeyberries right here. Boop. And then we have a, I want to say the mason level 1. Exactly. So then we do mason level 1. And then that is going to be okay. That's the only one we want to add right here. And then we also have the librarian level 1. And that's going to be the librarian level 1. So you basically always need to add this to the tag that is relevant for this. Why it's set up like this, don't ask me. It's just the case. This is the actual way on how to populate the full list of all possible trades. So we define the trade right here, and then we add it to the list of possible trades that this particular profession can have at this particular level. We then, of course, call this in the tutorial mod data generators right here, hack.add provider. This is the mod villager trade tags, : new, bada bing, bada boom. And just like that, we got ourselves some custom villager trades. Definitely slightly more complicated than one might think. Like I said, the best place to look is number 1 villager trade method or class, and then also the villager trades class. Both of those really useful. Highly recommended to check out. But let's first of all data generate over here our, data generator, I guess the JSON files. There we go. And once those are created and generated, I guess then let's jump into the game and trade if it works. All right, found it back in Minecraft, and look at that. We got ourselves one of the people already in here having the diamond trade. Absolutely fantastic. Boom, let's get ourselves that one. We also have the chisel trade right here. That is really cool as well. This guy doesn't have any other trades, and this guy also doesn't have it. Well, I guess let's just there we go. We got fluorite over here to infinity. Absolutely fantastic. That's exactly what you want to see. Took a little bit longer than I expected over here. Oh, there we got it again. That's kind of funny. There we go. And then the level 2, do we also have that one? Okay, we didn't get lucky here for level 2. Maybe this guy can get lucky. Let's see when he updates. Let's see. And there we go. Honey berries. Absolutely fantastic. And that is custom villager trades over here added to Minecraft. Awesome. As always, all of the code is available to you down below, but that's going to be it for this tutorial right here. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to all the supporters on Patreon and on YouTube. Members, don't forget, if you join as a Stonebricks member, you can get up to 14 days of early access, including this video right here. We'll add custom villager types. Yep, hope to see you there. So,